Live from the Fox Sports 1380 studio, it's the Tipping Point with Mike Tipton.
Good defense there from Davis, forcing the turnover. James with the flush down the other end. We want our respect. Caldwell Pope lines up the three-pointer. That won't go. Davis fighting for it, gets the offensive rebound, back up and throws it down with authority. Wow, both with respect. James fakes, James drives, throws it up to Davis, and Davis backs it home. Bogle wanting respect. This is a clinic on both sides of the floor by the Lakers organization want their respect. Laker Nation want their respect. And that's it. It's over. This historic 2020 NBA championship belongs to the Los Angeles Lakers. The Lakers conquer the bubble, and banner number 17 will soon hang in the rafters. I want my damn respect, too.
It is the Tipping Point with Mike Tipton right here on Fox Sports 1380. The musical stylings of Vin Diesel.
That and his hair have just made this a really weird year.
But that's such an old movie, too. Like, I've actually seen that movie. I think I saw it like in 05.
I hadn't, and that was sprung upon me this year. So it's just kind of emblematic of the whole situation, I think.
It is the Tipping Point with Mike Tipton, Fox Sports 1380. The musical stylings, like we said, of one Vin Diesel. This song is a certified banger, though. Like, it'll get in your head. This beat will make you want to move.
Yeah, it'll grow on you like mold.
Exactly. That is Andrew J. Polk. You can follow him on Twitter at Andrew J. Polk, on Instagram at Talk El Paso, myself at Mr. Tipton33 on both of those forms of social media. If you want to get on the show, you can. 915-544-KTSM, 915-544-5876. A lot of stuff to talk about today in the world of sports. I want to know how Andrew felt yesterday after eating the stuff that we ate yesterday.
I don't think I slept between then.
You ate like an ungodly amount of those pork rinds.
I felt committed to like having the full experience, and I regret pretty much every second. Like besides the crunch, everything else.
I was surprised that you just kept eating them. I was also like mildly saddened.
Yeah, me too.
Adrian Zamudio letting us know that the locomotive tickets are already sold out.
Yep, they were trumpeting that yesterday already, so they're excited. That's for sure.
Well, you see, like I don't want to be this guy, but like I think I was born to be this guy.
Of course you were.
It's a COVID sellout, so does it count?
This is the year of asterisks. That's what it is.
I guess. I don't know. I'm just not. Don't go around touting a sellout during the middle of a pandemic. Is basically all I'm saying. It doesn't mean anything to me.
I don't think you're wrong.
Nothing. Literally nothing. But alas, congrats on the locomotive, or to the locomotive on the sellout, and the game that they have coming up as well against New Mexico United, another playoff game. Let's see if we can't keep the ball rolling here and improve on last year, where the locomotive went into the Western Conference Final and lost there. Like I'm okay if we lose in the championship round. I don't think I'm okay if we lose a step back. But
yeah,
win it all. Win it all.
Yeah, you got to lose to the guy who does win it all. That's how it has to work.
That's the way that it goes.
That's
sports. I want to give a shout out to the people that are tuned in on the Facebook live stream, everyone that's tuned in on YouTube and Twitter as well. Like we said, there's a whole lot of stuff that we want to talk about, but I want to start today's show off with what Andrew's going to be doing here in the less than a week now.
Yeah, we are less than 7 days away from the launch of our daily edition of Talk El Paso. We will be starting to go Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. over on our sister station here, News Radio 690 KTS. I can see into the studio from here from where I'm sitting. So I'll be right across there over on 690. We'll be doing 4 to 5 p.m. and bringing you all the coverage. I mean, we never have run out of stuff to do, and I still don't think we are, much like we have on this show, because there's always something going on, particularly with election season happening. There's more than ever. So we're going to be doing that daily. We're going to continue our mayoral election coverage, which we got those full interviews coming up today, getting posted online right now. So it's just going to increase what we're putting out here. And we definitely, call-ins will be a major feature of the show, much like this one. So same number, conveniently enough, 915-544-5876, 544-KTSM.
Look at us having to share a phone number. We need to.
It's going to be interesting because my show's going to be right before yours, and then it's going to be yours, if there's any bleed over, hopefully maybe they don't figure out that it'll still be me if they're still wanting to like yell at me, because then that'll just be like me during the whole show.
I will say this, and so we can plan this out going forward. I know it's going to make a lot of people mad. I'll give them the airtime. Say, look, we've got a different show going on. It's a sports show, but if you want to voice your opinion, we got it right here. We can go back and forth. Like, it could be a continuation or not. Like, I am fine with it being either way, but they just have to know that I ain't you.
Yeah, you. Okay, fair enough.
I will bring a flamethrower to them. They try to bring that my way. Like, I've done it to my own bosses. It's not a great move. I'm not saying anyone should ever do that, but if I've done it to them, I will do it to an anonymous individual that I have zero connection to.
Like, hey, buddy, do you know how a clock works? just get that curiosity. You know what switches hours? What does that mean?
Yeah, it's a weird thing. No, I'm not Mark Levin. I mean, I am tuned in just for that.
Yeah, okay. It'll be a good time. I'm looking forward to it.
Like I am going to be here during that time frame anyway, but I'm just going to be like glued right there, like the Michael Jackson meme, just eating popcorn. That's going to be me for an entire month as we do this with Andrew going forward here on our partner station, KTSM AM 690, Talk El Paso, starting Monday through Friday, this upcoming Monday.
This coming Monday.
Oh, man, that's going to be exciting. I'm happy for you. Congratulations on that, Andrew. We will get into the very much needed sports talk to get people ready. Actually, before we do that, everybody, today is the start of early voting.
Mm-hmm.
Get out there and vote, but most importantly, get out there and understand what you're voting for. Educate yourself. There is nothing like if you don't know who you're voting for or you don't know what any of these positions are, there is no need for you to vote for the wrong person.
Yeah, and there's information on all of this, super simple, epcountyvotes.com. You can find the entire ballot there, what you'll be voting on. There's a couple, like, depending on which location you live in town, but everything up, down the ballot, you find out who the candidates are, and then just give them a Google. Like, most of these guys and gals, or whoever they are, have done questionnaires. There's been so much online coverage of everything in this election that you're going to find information somewhere so you know what you're voting for. I know the judgeships can seem like, well, what do I care? I never go to court. But if you ever end up in court, you want to make sure you don't have a judge that disagrees entirely with your point of view.
Is our guy Sean still going to be on the ballots? Sean Nixon?
Oh, I believe he is. And one of the other news outlets in town, El Paso Matters, has done a very interesting deep dive into the situations going on with that whole election with District 4. He's not even the only one who is under, like, arrest or indictment right now. Like, that's just a cluster muffin of a city council race. So yeah, it's an exciting election season at the very least.
I know the words you wanted to say there. You just got nowhere near it.
I know, that was the point.
You said cluster muffin.
I know.
Okay, I guess. Sure, you do you, boo-boo. The question is, though, like, even though he's currently arrested and if he hypothetically wins,
I think ballots were printed a couple weeks ago.
That's what I was saying.
When the mail-in ballots started going out. So I believe he's on the ballot.
I know there was like a city in Europe or something like that where they voted in a guy that had died. Like they reelected him to be mayor. So if that could happen, why not? Why not get the guy that has $325,000 of bank fraudulent checks allegedly under his name? Yes, of course, the allegedly needs to get
say allegedly because we don't want to end up having to be sued by a lawyer that he hasn't paid yet.
Let's get in the opening tab. About 9 minutes ago on the show, you heard an open where we were talking about LeBron James, and he came out with and I want my damn respect too.
He did. He came out strong.
LeBron has done something that no other, MVP or high caliber individual in basketball has ever done. He led a team, 3 separate teams, to a championship, 1 MVP for those championships for 3 different teams. Before we get into that, Adrian Zamudio saying Horizon and Isleta High School will be playing volleyball on YouTube at 6:30. Support that stuff. I love seeing that type of stuff as well. A shout out over to the Horizon ladies volleyball team. Go get it, Lady Scorpions. I think that's who they are. I am the worst. It is like Horizon Scorpions, right?
Yeah, let's find out.
Something like that. Like I know. Anyway, we'll go with that. But LeBron James came out yesterday and said, "Give me my damn respect." And on these airwaves, there was one Ben Mahler who came out and basically said, "It's pathetic to beg for respect." You look like you want to say something.
Oh, that wasn't. It is the Scorpions. B. That wasn't begging. That was demanding.
I'll say there is a difference between saying this is owed to me now, and this is like yo. And I don't understand it. Like I will always say this: I am a Jordan over LeBron guy just because of the way that I grew up. Michael Jordan is that legendary individual. I've also said this: there's nothing wrong within the pantheon of sports being number 2. Literally nothing wrong.
Absolutely not.
It's cutting hairs or splitting hairs of this guy was just that much better than you were, so therefore you will never be as awesome as he was.
Oh, you only got the silver medal. You're the worst ever.
Although we will say that Michaela, once again, in 2016, was the only individual who didn't want to have a gold medal. I can't remember her last name, but the gymnast who was just that damn mad getting a silver medal.
That face is legendary.
It hits you in your soul the way she was staring at everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But LeBron James coming out and saying, "Give me my damn respect. Pay me my damn respect. I want that too." He's 100% correct, and he deserves to have that respect. Again, he does things that Michael Jordan wasn't ever able to do. And I am not a LeBron James stan. I'm not any of that stuff. I'm more of a Jordan stan, but I appreciate basketball, great basketball, whenever I see it. LeBron James has given us great basketball over and over and over again, and yet somehow, some way, is constantly disrespected by people who are just like, oh, he's not ever going to be Jordan. He doesn't have to be. I think I've said this before too. Jordan would never be LeBron James.
Yeah.
Jordan, whenever he retired, and yes, he did it in such a small window that it became the stuff of legend. Only 15 years. And that's what everyone's going to say about LeBron is, oh, okay, well, LeBron's on year 17, and look how long it took him to close the gap with Jordan. Ha, 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 ha. Shut up, nerd. Shut up.
I fully support calling sports fans nerds because if anyone else knew that much facts, figures, and detailed numbers about something, they would absolutely be called a nerd.
Oh, no, and I agree 100%. Like, I call myself a nerd as well. But whenever you come out and you say that stuff like, oh, Jordan did all this in 15 years, therefore LeBron can never be Jordan. Well, why don't we, like, if all we're going to talk about is championships, why isn't Bill Russell in this? Why isn't Bob Cousy in this? Sam Jones, that team for the Boston Celtics that won 11 championships in 13 years. That's almost double what Michael Jordan won in his collective 15 years. So, like, why not bring that stuff up? Why not bring up all that nonsense of, like, hey, this is who the real best player of all time is, because all we want to do is talk about rings and championships. People forget this about Michael Jordan. I'm playing the opposite end here. Andrew knows I'm playing the opposite end here whenever it comes to Jordan, the detractor here. During Jordan's time, he made the 6 NBA Finals, yes. He never beat the Boston Celtics in the playoffs. It took him forever to beat the Detroit Pistons in the playoffs, and never beat Shaq and Penny Hardaway in Orlando. It took Shaq leaving to LA for Michael Jordan to defeat Orlando. Those were the 3 super teams that Michael Jordan had to face, and he had 1 win against them collectively in his entire career. Then you think about this whenever it comes to like championships and things of that nature whenever Jordan played, because we all like to think Jordan had all the championships. During Jordan's career, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Isaiah Thomas, Dennis Rodman, Tim Duncan, and David Robinson, Shaq and Kobe all won championships under that blanket of time that Michael Jordan was in the NBA Finals and in the NBA. Not the years that he was retired. That's why Hakeem Olajuwon and crew aren't mentioned in this. Michael Jordan is great. Michael Jordan, in my mind, is the greatest to have ever played the damn game. But you cannot detract from what LeBron James has done.
True.
He's been in the NBA Finals 10 times. Wrap your mind around 10 times. He lost as many championships as Jordan won. Yes, I get it. I understand, nerds. Jordan never lost, and oh my God, Jordan never lost in an NBA championship, blah, blah, blah. Why is it, though, that as sports fans, we put Michael Jordan up here at this unattainable level where nobody can be compared to him, when we haven't done that with a guy like Tom Brady, who is arguably the best ever at a much more difficult sport? Because you can look at it and you can say, okay, well, the game of basketball evolved, and that's why Michael Jordan became the legend that he became.
Right.
Whenever you look at quarterbacks in the NFL's history,
Ooh, yeah.
and for Tom Brady to be the best of that, and like just clearly head and shoulders above everyone else, the best, he's not even in that type of like level that we have Michael Jordan on right now. Because Tom Brady, like we've all said it now, is going to be usurped by Patrick Mahomes. Like every single one of us sees that. Like if Patrick Mahomes stays healthy, and even if he only has the one championship, he will have surpassed Tom Brady as the greatest quarterback of all time. Just seems like nobody can pass Jordan, even though LeBron James is going to do something that no other player in the history of the NBA has done by the time his career is said and done. By the time he retires, if he keeps on this pace that he's going scoring-wise, he will be the #1 scorer in NBA history. And if he keeps on this same pace, he will be top 5 in NBA history in assists. No other player is in the top 10 of multiple categories the way that LeBron James is. Give that man his respect. He ain't begging for it. He has earned every little bit of it. Whenever we come back, though, here on the Tipping Point of My Tipping Fox Sports 1380, I'm going to tell you what I really want out of the Major League Baseball playoff. And we all know it's chaos. More sports coming up next. So my dude Jaime is saying that he thinks it depends on the era. Some of us were alive to see the Celtics run, the Bad Boys, the Lakers, and Golden State. I think you put Jordan on top because he did it with one team or organization. But he didn't.
Yeah.
He didn't. Like, for all of LeBron James's faults that you want to say that LeBron James had, like on a basketball court, Michael Jordan never gave us the ability to compare that Houston Rockets team with Hakeem Olajuwon to him. Because does the legacy take a little bit of a hit if Jordan has 2 losses on his resume in the NBA Finals? Like if you made 8 straight NBA Finals but lost those 2 to Houston, which is a real possibility because Houston was really good, do we kind of put that chink in the armor in Jordan? Is it because he was simply undefeated in the NBA Finals?
Yeah, nerds.
I want to give a shout out to Millie Stevenson, Jennifer Gonzalez, La Barraza, and my dude DJ joining us right now. Also, Pat Vallejo, thank you all so much for joining us on the Facebook live stream. Jaime, thank you so much for joining us on Twitter. Everyone who's out there on Twitter and YouTube, thank you so much. Let your name be heard out here as well. He's not saying who's better. He's saying it's just different eras. I understand that. I think that's why Bill Russell takes a big hit is because back whenever he played, there was like 4 teams. There was more. There was like 20, but being 6'11" back then, like that was a rarity. Now 6'11" is like a normal thing.
Yeah, there's a difference.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had Yao Ming since then.
Oh God. Oh, Shaq.
Yeah.
Shaq, like Bill Russell was a giant, and so was like Wilt Chamberlain. Shaq would have dwarfed them because he was like 100 pounds heavier.
That too.
Like if you put Shaq back in the 70s, he would have been the most dominant player of all time. He kind of was for a while there too. I miss those days. But Shaq got old fast, man.
He did. he got out. He got his money. He got out. He's probably making more money now. Let's be honest.
Oh yeah, with his General commercials.
General, I think he's still doing Gold Bond. I don't know what the hell he's doing.
It's like Gold Bond, Icy Hot, and the General. Everyone makes fun of like Peyton Manning for being in every commercial. When are we gonna make fun of Shaq?
Because I think they're jealous of Shaq.
I guess. Or they're scared of Shaq. Like, there's a big difference between Shaq and Peyton Manning.
Yeah, like Shaq's coming through your front door. You mouth off to him.
Although Peyton Manning's got that forehead, man.
Yeah, okay. He's going to come through your front door with Peyton Manning as the battering ram.
Peyton Manning looks like football players evolved to not need helmets. That's how big his damn head is.
Yep.
Here I am hating. Hate.
So much hate. I don't know, maybe he's just a goofy dude. Maybe that's part of it.
Yeah. I like how you turned that up too.
I didn't even put it in. That's the funny thing.
Sports 1380 studio. It's the tipping point.
For everybody, the reason why we have this awkward silence is because you can no longer have music on Facebook. So we have to have the weird, awkward silences now. I apologize. Take it up with Facebook. It is everybody's favorite day here on the Tipping Point with Mike Tipton. We've done this bit now for like 4 months, and we have been taco-less for the majority of those 4 months.
Oh, now I'm sad.
I'm about to say, like, we've got to get something.
We're all having a good day, Tip, and I have to drop that.
Well, I'm just saying, like, hey, you know what? I'm about it. We do love our Taco Tuesday here. I think you can make it for yourself because I'm not getting into this. I think you can make it a pork rind Tuesday.
I mean, I do got that other bag.
Oh, it's so gross. It was so bad.
Okay, maybe. I'm just saying I'm not going to do this right now because I choose life. But maybe it was just the spicy part.
Maybe, yeah. So you try that out. We'll see how it goes. I know we both have that hot as hell chip that Joey Vela got us. We were going to do it on the show, but we also found out like it can really mess you up.
Yeah, no, I said that initially. I was like, yeah, that'd be fun, and then I realized, wait, I'm not that to like do stuff after that. No, this is a bad idea. Yeah. Like we need to do that, like maybe an after the tip, whatever we want to call that.
Well, whenever we're at home, we'll do that. So that way, like if either one of us has to tap out, at least we're at home.
At least we're at home, and like I can't guarantee it'll still be able to run this board if I'm doing it after.
Yeah, no, there's no way. There's literally no way. Our guy DJ, because if you are on the stream, you have these awkward silent periods where we're coming back into the show. I had to explain that to people because we always have a revolving audience here. Of course, we love our loyal listeners like DJ, like Jaime, like a bunch of y'all out there, Dana Morales, everybody. Thank you so much. But I do want to explain every now and then that we have to have the silence on there because of Facebook. DJ asking, okay, well, what if we just had a radio on in the background? It is any music.
Yeah, Facebook is clamped down on this stuff. They say it's because, well, we don't want to be fire music, but they're not even letting people like bands play their own music. It's I think they're avoiding a whole royalty thing. That's a whole other conversation to have. But Facebook, as part of their whole terms of service update that did start of October, saying that we reserve the right to remove anything that we feel could bring down regulatory impacts. And that's a very broad category.
I was about to say, man, whenever you say something like that, regulatory impacts, like you were expecting something.
Yeah, like that's not a phrase. You're just like, hey, hon, let's go out and avoid some regulatory impacts today. Sounds like fun, huh?
Want to give a shout out to the legend Sarge Preston tuning into the show right now here on the Tipping Point, My Tipton Fox Sports 1380. You want to get in the show, you can. 915-544-KTSM, 915-544-5876. Let us know your thoughts on LeBron James, all that stuff out there as well. Major League Baseball's playoffs are underway right now. They've been just basically swept under the rug, caught in the tidal wave of us, the American public, and our post-coital feelings right now as we are currently right in the middle of sex with the NFL. Like we are in the middle of it. We have an NFL game today. But like you just pop that NFL right into your veins, man, and OD on it. Third Tuesday football. I don't even know if there's ever been a Tuesday football game. I mean, I'm sure in the 101 years of the NFL, there has to have been, right?
There's a lot of history to cover.
Yeah. So, but we'll find out if this is like the one outlier that the NFL has ever had, whenever it comes to football. But Major League Baseball's playoffs have been very exciting. I said it yesterday on the post show. I was supposed to say it during the radio, so now this is for the radio broadcast. The New York Yankees, during the time that the NBA season started last year in October to when it ended 2 days ago, October 11th, the New York Yankees were eliminated from the playoffs twice. The dubious distinction of being the team eliminated from the playoffs twice. I just got an update from my fantasy league here. Stephon Diggs is in the red zone. The NFL is happening right now. Yeah. Right now. This is a good day. But once again, burying, just in the tidal wave of what is the NFL, burying Major League Baseball. Mm-hmm. The Houston Astros are currently taking on the Tampa Bay Rays. The LA Dodgers are taking on the Atlanta Braves. And everybody out there, the entire sports-loving world, if you love baseball, wants that rematch of the Dodgers and the Astros because of the storyline that was created earlier this year whenever it turned out that the Astros were cheating. And the team that they cheated out of a championship was the LA Dodgers. I will pose this question to everyone out there that says that team is nothing but a bunch of cheaters. If your league does literally nothing to you, did you cheat?
I mean, yeah, that wasn't even like a slap on the wrist. That was a stern warning from the next room over. That's all it really was for the team.
It was a lazy dad. Like, hey,
cut that out.
Yeah, but that's who that was.
Mm-hmm.
But I will ask this question. If that's the case, there's been like really nothing real major with the steroid era as well. Like Major League Baseball was just like, these guys did it. Don't do it again, fellas, and then we'll move on. It's the writers and all those people that basically hold that grudge. The writers, people who knew because they were in the locker rooms.
Yeah.
Who hold that grudge against the players like a Barry Bonds, Sammy Sosa, Mark McGwire, etc. So the question comes up, like, okay, with the Houston Astros in this cheating scandal, are the writers going to be the ones that are much more offended by it and therefore try to keep these players out of the Baseball Hall of Fame? Because Altuve is making a case to get there. Like Altuve really is making a case to get there. So would he, if he has a chance to do it, is he going to be knocked out because of these baseball writers who hold their own little selfish agendas?
I say they have this both at the same time, like this self-righteousness and this smug sense of superiority. I mean, the AP polls, the non-AJP polls, are always just kind of whack, particularly at the start of the season.
We were talking about music a little bit earlier. A guy DJ saying that I need to break out the black cowboy hat. Do you have? I'm sure you have a cowboy hat.
I do not.
I actually picture your cowboy hat being like the undersized one with like the little string on the bottom, like the red like ribbon around it. Like that. That's how I picture your cowboy hat being. But he's saying that I need to break out the black cowboy hat and I need to create the Tip and Drew duet. DJ, I hope you saw the video we did for Afternoon Delight. If not, you need to go see it. I don't know how that's going to go. None of it was good.
No, it was. The camera angles were brilliant, but besides that,
whenever I'm the best singer in the group, there's problems. There are real problems there, man. I love the fact though that no matter how many takes I went through, I could always see Mike Rivera just looking at the script.
Yeah, that's true.
It was a thing of beauty. I'll share it once again, DJ, in case you haven't seen that. I want to give a shout out to Sergio Robalí, who just tuned in right now. The Braves are up 2-0 right now in Game 2. And going for a 2-0 lead in the NLCS. As once again, everybody is just entrenched in sports right now. There are too much sports right now for all of us to have to deal with.
By the way, answer your question from earlier, there have been 2 previous Tuesday games in NFL history. One was back in 2010 when there was a delay for a game due to an expected just massive snowstorm. Didn't end up being that big, but the game was pushed back from Sunday night to that. But there was previously to that, you have to go back to 1946.
So twice in the last century.
Yeah, and I mean that's 74 years ago. So
now we're getting it the third time in 74 years, a Tuesday football game.
Yep.
Although I will say this because I was going to say Tuesday night. There's no way in 1946 that was a night game.
Probably not. No.
I picture like all the football games in 1946, and so being like at 10 o'clock in the morning. Just every single one of them because they had to get it done before dark.
Screw your job and come to the game.
Judge, who needs that thing? Go out here, play this football game. Get hurt. Leather helmet. It'll protect you. New technology.
Take some whiskey. Heals everything.
Our guy, DJ, saying that he's got to see the afternoon. I will share the Afternoon Delight with you a little bit later on, DJ. It is one of our masterpieces. I am thinking of another one, Andrew, and I think that you will be more apt for this one. I do believe because I felt like if we tried to go to the well too many times with the Anchorman thing, it would get old.
I mean, we got to sprinkle it in there, but you got to switch out the spices every so often.
Exactly. So I have another idea that I'm going to throw your way here. after the show because I don't want to peel back the curtain on that one. I love the surprises.
Oh, yeah, no, we got to keep that one under wraps until we're ready for the big debut, and I'll get some mics this time.
Oh, there we go. Lavalier mics, all kinds of things.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, as once again we just get off topic here. This is like this subject right here, like the way this segment has gone, has shown you how much the world just does not care about baseball. Because I came into this wanting to talk about baseball and literally have been detracted by everything else. More like nothing more notable than a Tuesday night football game where Stephon Diggs is in the red zone.
But it's historic, Tip.
Yeah, no, there's only been 3 of them, so I guess that could be the thing right there. Before I take that break, though, Andrew sent me a picture of a microphone today. Let the people know what it was.
So it's a microphone that is specifically for TikTok and ASMR use. I have never in my life searched either of those terms, particularly not in conjunction, and yet, lo and freaking behold, it is coming up in recommendations because this phone right here heard us talking about it.
Your phone is the creepiest damn thing out there because you mentioned like your fraternity. Once again, what was your fraternity?
Sigma Nu, and now I'm going to get more ads for this. And like sure, it's not a secret, but I don't talk about it all that often. And the next day, car insurance discounts for Sigma Nu.
And that's what I'm saying, man. Like your phone probably knows more about you than anyone else here does, and that is the scariest thing out there.
I'm actually wondering if it's because my phone, or the services I use aren't as good, because you guarantee this happens to everyone. It's just blatantly obvious from mine. I'm sure they slip it under the threshold for most of the other ones.
Want to give a shout out to our friend Aurelia Nunez right now who tuned in. That is our huge Bills fan in the city of El Paso. So hopefully she's out. Her team gets a win. I chose the Bills. The undefeated Bills. I chose them.
That is such a weird statement to say.
I will say this before we get to this break, though, and this will end my topic on the MLB. Everybody wants the Dodgers and the Astros. They want that World Series because of the storylines.
Mm-hmm.
I want the chaos of the Tampa Bay Rays and the Atlanta Braves just undercutting the knees of what Major League Baseball just needs right now for that storyline. Tampa Bay and Atlanta just destroying that for Major League Baseball. Not only do I need that, Andrew, I crave it like an addiction. More sports coming up next.
So disappointed. We'll just call it, I know that you don't call baseball games bowls, but we're going to call it the COVID Bowl.
The COVID Bowl sounds like a cereal that's going to be brought up in Idiocracy whenever that happens. And once again, 2550.
So you finally watched that, right?
Yes, I finally watched it all the way through yesterday.
It's a brilliant documentary.
It is just terrifying because
there's that opening sequence.
Well, I knew enough of the movie because I've seen parts of it, right? I knew enough of it to be like, oh, okay, well, this is kind of what it does. But whenever you watch the whole way through, you think to yourself, oh my God, we're we are not just walking down, we are skipping happily down that road.
It hits different than any little clips of it. Very different.
DJ saying, yay, baseball. I don't know if he's happy that the conversation for baseball is over.
Good on you, man. Glad you're happy.
I'm about to say, hey, I feel so bad for the NBA and the NHL and all these other sport leagues because they're going head to head now with the NFL, and none of them wanted to do that.
Yeah, no, there's a reason they're separated, not just because that's the time. You can practically play any sport anytime now. Let's just indoor stadiums. Baseball might be harder, sure, but it could be done. So the time of the year doesn't even matter anymore besides tradition. But nowadays, yeah, you got to stay smooth the heck away from the NFL. Otherwise, you might as well not be happening.
Oh, yeah. Because and this is the funny thing. I don't want to get super political on, all that nonsense. But everyone's been harping on the ratings for the NBA during all this. It's because of the social justice message.
I'm not going to watch.
Yeah.
I got plenty of those people on my timeline.
I will say this. The ratings for the NFL haven't taken a hit, yet they've done the same thing.
More, if anything.
Yeah. Well, the NFL's put it out there in your face as well. So,
I mean, the NFL is where this started in this modern era. Let's be honest.
How dare you remind people of the roots of this?
I mean, Kaepernick was sure, there were things going on. There were currents of this, but Kaepernick was a watershed moment for this discussion within this country. And so you're right, for the NFL not to be taking it on the chin, a lot of people say the NBA is, may or may not actually be, for them not to be like the major source of ire, it's just like, what do you guys do with it?
Well, it's awesome because like you could find whatever source of articles it is that you want to go to, and like I've seen our audience dip a little bit right now too, so it's just funny. But you could find out like a source of whatever it is that you want to talk about.
That works.
Like no matter what it is, you will find it. It doesn't have to be reputable anymore. It's just, oh, this agrees with me, and I am happy.
If it's on the internet, it must be true.
That's the heartbreaking thing about it. Or our favorite thing is we've been told. Well, I don't know.
I don't listen. I just I try to live in total ignorance. Please do not make any decisions, political, electoral, or otherwise, from a position of total ignorance.
Did you already go out and vote?
I did not, because the one near my house had like a 3-hour line. I was told so.
Well, you see, and like that's my thing too. Is like I think like if we go on like a random Thursday next week, you'll be able to.
That's what I plan.
All right, here we go.
LeBron James.
It is Taco Tuesday here on the Tipping Point of my Tipping Fox Sports 1380. Got my guy Andrew J. Polk hanging out.
Sir.
You can follow him on Twitter at Andrew J. Polk, on Instagram at Talk El Paso. This coming Monday, the debut Monday through Friday of Talk El Paso on the airwaves of our partner station KTSM AM 690. Tell the people what they can expect.
We're going to be doing everything we've been doing and just so much more, because we've never been able to get to even a portion of what's just going on here in town. As we mentioned a little bit more on this show, there's some particular excitement going on with just an insane city council race with people literally getting arrested in the middle of it. But we've got a whole lot more going on there too. Like, there's never a lack of what's going on, what to talk about. So we're going to bring that much more focus to you 4 to 5 p.m. every day, Monday through Friday on News Radio 690 KTSM.
I'm looking forward to it. Go out there, support what Andrew is doing. We need this type of coverage here in the city of El Paso. I will be sharing, because he is going to be putting up the Facebook Lives and all that. I'll be sharing them as well. And let's see if we can't grow that audience, get people interested in, because let's face it, we got to know what the hell's going on in our city.
And we have had, you look at the voter turnout numbers of like any given election, we've had sub 10%. We haven't even hit double digits sometimes. Let's at least know what the heck is going on, because this affects our lives for years to come. Come on.
My dude DJ was so happy that we ended the baseball talk in the last segment. I don't know if like we'll get back to baseball until the World Series, and I don't even know how much baseball we'll cover in the World Series if one or two of their games happens to land on a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, because they'll just get buried by the NFL.
Yeah, I don't see that ending well for them.
A Week 5 Tuesday game made up because of COVID is like just basically pushing the AL and NLCS to the back burner. DJ saying since the Yankees are out, it's just strictly off to football right now.
Yep.
So the Yankees, the Celtics, all the DJ's teams are out. Dak Prescott now, because he's a Dallas Cowboys fan, out for the season as well with that gruesome leg injury. We spoke about that yesterday. I'm not going to get into the nuts and bolts on that, but Andy Dalton's going to be okay. He'll be okay.
I'm sure Jerry hopes too.
No, I 100% hope. Jerry hopes. You should hope as well, because if the Cowboys go on a terrible losing streak, I will not come in here happy on Mondays. We were talking about during the break the ratings for the NBA, and I will just say this. I'm not going to get political on it. Mm-hmm. TV ratings do drop during a presidential election year. That is just something that is well known.
Yeah, that's true. I thought about that.
Especially with sports. Like ESPN has felt it more so than anyone else. During these every 4 years, ESPN basically braces himself for what's going to happen. This pandemic also kind of set basketball up for a little failure, because to me, I think basketball and wrestling really need the fans, because you want to see that reaction.
And it's such a smaller experience there that it's almost more like theater, almost literally in the case of wrestling.
Well, and like whenever you look at basketball, It's not like the other sports. Like hockey has the glass, like the fans are close, but hockey has a glass and the fans are separated.
Yeah.
Football, the fans are pretty far out there. Baseball, the same thing. The fans are pretty, out away from the action. The NBA, the fans are right on you.
Floor seats, man. Yeah.
That's the same thing with wrestling. So, like, you kind of expect the reactions that you want to get from fans. Like, whenever the Lakers won that championship, I felt so bad for them because that's an empty arena. Like, it's friends and family, but that's an empty arena that you're celebrating in as you just won the most prestigious award in your league.
They didn't even have the wall of screens that the WWE has developed.
Well, I mean, like, they have one, but for whatever reason, they just, like, it was blacked out.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, like, I don't know if it was just like like the way that the camera angle was or anything of that nature, but you could not see the fan reaction behind the NBA players. Like it was weird because, like, I've gotten used to seeing that little that wall of NBA fans, and, like, it just wasn't there as they were celebrating.
Yeah, but I didn't see any pictures of it for the final, so I assume they didn't have it. That's interesting.
Sergio Robolito saying that he honestly believes that the NBA ratings were down because of the playoffs being in the middle of the NFL season and training camps were happening. And only baseball seems to have made it through all that unscathed. I don't think it's necessarily that baseball got through it unscathed.
I don't think they did either.
I think that baseball just got through it with the normal crowd of people that are going to watch baseball. Baseball has tanked as far as, like, the major sports leagues goes with, like, fans and, like, people actually watching the games. Baseball has tanked. So maybe right now all they're doing is just holding steady at that bottom line that they're always at. Like the little blip right there on the EKG, making sure that they're still alive. The beep, beep. Like that. That's all they've got going for them.
And they're good with that. That's all they need. They're on life support. They're comfortable.
I don't know if you've known this or not, but the average fan for baseball, like actual avid hardcore fan that puts baseball above all the other sports,
50 minimum.
55 and a half. Like that's an older demo. Mm-hmm. Because now you got the younger ones. Like I want to say it's like all the way from 50 down is, of course, the NFL. And then there's a blip in like 25 and younger with the NBA. Like, I'm one of those NBA heads. I love the NBA more than I love football, just because, like, I think basketball games for the most part are a lot closer than what most football games are.
I will say I love watching basketball, like being in a basketball arena and watching that. It's much more exciting, but I prefer watching football on TV. Let's be honest. Modern football was basically developed around the means of a broadcast more than any other sport. Which
is so funny to me, too, because football is an hour-long game, and on average, the ball is in play for 11 minutes.
Yeah.
That is insane to me to think about that.
Well, it's an hour-long game, and how long does a broadcast take?
3 hours.
Yeah, we're an hour 4 of our 1 hour broadcast.
But that's where it is, man. Like, the money's in that. And there's a reason why these leagues have their championships in the middle of summer when the NFL isn't king.
Exactly. Like, again, it doesn't matter. I think we said this during the break. It doesn't matter what reason you have for when your sport is played. What it used to be, seasons, leagues, and whatever's going on outside with the harvest. That doesn't matter anymore. It's all about where you are when football isn't.
And there's a reason why even the NCAA, the exact same product whenever it comes to college football, there's a reason why they don't play on Sunday.
Yep.
There's a reason why they make sure that their championship doesn't happen on a day that an NFL game is, because they know what's going to happen.
Yeah, at NCAA being like, please, sir, can we have Saturdays? Please let us have Saturdays.
Even the WWE with WrestleMania and how big WrestleMania is does not go head-to-head with the NFL because they know what's going to happen.
Yep, bad things.
The NFL is so great. We did have a Monday Night Football game yesterday. Andrew, if you may, can you look up the score right now for the Buffalo Bills as they're currently taking on the Tennessee Titans, 2 undefeated teams going head-to-head against each other. Yesterday, though, we had the 1-3 LA Chargers by way of San Diego taking on the 2-2 New Orleans Saints. Drew Brees against the team that he used to play for what seems like a millennia ago.
Yeah. So we are currently tied up 7-7 right now here at the end of the first quarter.
There we go. So a nice close game there. I have the Bills in this. Josh Allen is the truth. I'm just going to say that. Josh Allen is the truth.
I am 90% sure I have the Bills. If I don't, I'm sad.
You should be. But yesterday we saw Drew Brees look mortal. He wasn't throwing the ball downfield the way that everyone is like accustomed to seeing Drew Brees do this. And he still completed 70% of his passes, a little over 70% of his passes, as he completed 31 out of 44. 325 yards, a touchdown and interception. He was taken out of the game late as Taysom Hill ran in for a touchdown. Taysom Hill, one of the backup quarterbacks over there outside of Jameis Winston, but one of the most athletic dudes in the NFL. Normally don't get to say that about a white guy. Not getting political. But Drew Brees getting out of the game, you heard a lot of rumblings of, oh, my God, is Drew Brees washed? And it reminded me of what happened on Thursday. We weren't able to talk about this because on Friday our friend BT came in and just wrecked literally everything I had.
Pretty much.
And it was a great show, man. It was so good.
It was very high energy.
But on Friday during the day, one of the things I had written out, and I think I still have it printed out here somewhere, was the question that I'd been asked a bunch that day. Is Tom Brady too old? That question came out. Is Tom Brady going to be the guy that he used to be? Drew Brees is an old man now. Yeah. They've been playing for 2 damn decades.
I mean, yeah, they've been doing it a long time, but I don't think they're done yet.
Well, and that's the thing is like every single one of us, if like you looked at what Drew Brees did yesterday, 31 of 44, got a team a win, threw a touchdown, threw an interception. You're taking that over a lot of quarterbacks right now. If Washington would take that over Alex Smith right now, because there's a lot of questions with Alex Smith. The Dallas Cowboys would take a Tom Brady forgetting that it was 4th down for the first time in his career, the senior moment getting him. The Dallas Cowboys would take that over the uncertainty of Andy Dalton. I'm not saying Dalton's a terrible quarterback. I'm just saying there's a lot of uncertainty there. You would take an aging Tom Brady.
Any team would be like, oh, wait, Tom Brady's available? Sorry, whatever quarterback we've had for years, you're done now.
Except for Patrick Mahomes.
Well, except.
Yeah, like the Kansas City Chiefs are keeping Patrick Mahomes, man.
That's true.
Yeah, there's no drop-off there.
Hey, Patrick, we got you a pet.
Can you teach this older gentleman your tricks? This Tom Brady, can you teach him some of your tricks? I'm getting sidetracked on here. Did you watch any of that game on Sunday?
I did not.
There was a throw where Patrick Mahomes was running over to like his left, turns around, throws across his body, 28 yards in the air, completes a pass to Travis Kelce with just like the weirdest torque that I've ever seen an individual throw a football with. And it just seemed like nothing to him. That wasn't even his best throw of the day. His best throw of the day got taken out because of a holding penalty that happened. He threw the ball 62 yards in the air between a double covered or into double coverage with Tyreek Hill running down a seam perfectly for Tyreek Hill to have gotten, and it would have been a touchdown had it not been for that holding call.
Oh, that hurts.
Everybody wishes they had Patrick Mahomes on their team right now, and I've got him on 3 of my fantasy teams. More sports coming up next. I told people that the football game was on, and I saw the audience number drop. They're like, what the hell are we watching this guy for?
Pretty much.
You know, Rivera still hasn't gotten me, like, the radio stats. Because, like, I want to see, like, the hour by hour.
Oh, yeah. I don't think I've gotten that either.
So yesterday, Jericho fell asleep in our bed.
Mm-hmm.
And normally whenever he does that, like, he'll wake up and, you know, sleepwalk to his room.
Okay.
I had to pick him up. I didn't realize that there was a bunch of toys in the hallway leading to his room because he's 8 years old and his brother is 3, like Ginger's 3, so they're going to leave toys lying around because that's what kids do. You've seen my giant 8-year-old. He is not the normal 8-year-old.
That's true.
He's big. I stepped on something, I torqued my back, and, like, I am in pain right now, dude.
Oh, dude, no.
Like, so much pain right now. Like, I was walking like an old man. Like, I feel like I have an S in my back. Like, it is not a good look for your boy.
You sleep on the ground or like on a door tonight.
Sleep on the hood of the truck.
There you go.
My big asshole dented though.
Well,
Adrian Zamudio saying Tennessee is winning over the Bills right now, 14-7. Tennessee is up in the second quarter. As long as Stephon Diggs has a big day, that's all I care about. I need that for mine and Hawks team.
The Googles don't reflect that yet.
Ooh, the Googles. D. Wu saying sleep on the floor for 2 nights.
Yep, see, exactly.
So once again, as this is like always my therapy session for how I grew up, I'm the youngest of 11. I don't know like how many people out there know that I'm the youngest of 11, but my parents had a decent sized house, but we always had like family members staying at that house. Like I have nieces and nephews that are my age and older, right? So they would come over and they would have like sleepovers and stuff. There was a point in time there for like about a 4-month period where I had to sleep in a sleeping bag on the floor in my parents' bedroom.
Ooh.
Yeah. So me sleeping on the floor is like a nightmare scenario for me.
It just put some goats and some green milks in there, and you have like the perfect like trauma flashback going on.
That'll be what it is. And then, of course, because we were out in Socorro, the roaches crawling on you. Trust me when I say this, it was not an enjoyable childhood.
I mean, everyone's got their baggage, Ted. You just got a whole luggage room of it.
It was memorable. I love my childhood. Trust me, I wouldn't change it, but I would.
I was like, maybe some parts of what we just mentioned. This one I put in.
I told you to, man. A fever pitch. Nice.
It's only going to get crazier as we get closer.
What's that?
It's only going to get crazier as we get closer. Like if you think we've peaked, oh my sweet baby, no. Oh no, babe, what are you doing? What is you doing?
My guy Cody James Bachmeyer said, "Don't lie, Tip. You were busy slanging that meat, and stuff happened." Hey, at my old age, man, you throw your back out sometimes.
Oh, Bert Mananner. All right, the Googles have caught up now. Yep. Titans scored right at the beginning of the second.
What's that?
Titans are up.
It's the tipping point. What is the nation? What is forget it. With Mike Tipton.
I'm not sure you get it. I'm a fun guy.
It is a Taco Tuesday here on the Tipping Point. My Tipton Fox Sports 1380. Got my guy Andrew J. Polk hanging out.
Mm-hmm.
You follow him on Twitter and Instagram at Andrew J. Polk, at Talk El Paso, myself at Mr. Tipton 33. We are at Fox Sports 1380. The Tennessee Titans currently with a 14-7 lead over the Buffalo Bills. Our guy Adrian Zamudio saying that he can come on to the show sometimes. Maybe, my friend, not currently right now, not during the COVID time. We're going to have to take a rain check on that.
Yeah, we had a near miss with Augustine here, so I think we're going to be particularly keeping it nice and copacetic and not in attendance for a minute.
Yes, we're going to be keeping people as far away as physically possible because Augustine was supposed to come in here on a Tuesday, mistook it for a Wednesday, and luckily that was the best thing for us because old boy tested positive for COVID, and luckily he's doing okay.
Yeah, hope you're doing all well, man, but I'm also not – I'm not upset that you didn't give it to us.
Oh, so yeah, you stay your happy self over there.
Yep.
You can't sit with us.
10-foot poles. Get your 10-foot poles, yeah?
You're not wearing pink. You can't sit with us. It's that simple. Once again, though, you are listening to the Tipping Point, my Tipton Fox Sports 1380.
Is that a Mean Girls reference?
It was.
Wow.
But you don't think I've seen Mean Girls?
You haven't seen most things, Tip. Let's be honest.
I know. I do come off the top rope every now and then with like weird references. You guys just give me this look like, wow, you've seen that one.
You've seen that, but not Star Wars? Come on, man.
Lindsay Lohan.
Okay, fair enough. Then Lindsay Lohan.
No, not now.
Yeah.
I also don't know how to say this because Jericho has a thing for Lindsay Lohan. My 8-year-old son.
Oh no, but he never
has a thing for Lindsay Lohan.
I hope you keep him way the heck away from Google.
And well, that's also the thing too. It's like the Wizard of Oz story. Like they love the Wizard of Oz. Am I the jerk dad for not letting them know all of what happened with the Wizard of Oz?
Okay, there's a whole art versus artist discussion to be had there. But we're talking classic Wizard of Oz. Just let them Let him alone. Just let him enjoy it.
Okay, but then that's the same thing with like Lindsay Lohan. Like, how do you know? Well, buddy, like
I'm just saying, keep him away from Google so he doesn't like. Oh, what's the Lindsay Lohan up to now? Oh God.
I was like, yeah, Katie Heron don't look like that no more, dude.
She never doesn't.
I feel bad because like I'm that dad. Like, I love watching him grow up, but I'm also like terrified of it because there's gonna come a day where he's like gonna realize like, oh, I'm bigger than you. Because you've already seen he's 8 years old. 8 years. I am 5'10". I'm not a short dude. I'm 5'10". He's 8 years old. His hair is already under my chin. Like my beard rests on his hair.
Yeah, if you're not careful, he's going to sock you just standing up one of these days.
He has, dude. Well, I've already told you he's broken my ribs. Like there's all kinds of stuff that he's on. And he is like you've seen him.
Yeah.
He's not a chunky kid. He is just he is a brick.
Yeah, the bones are growing.
Yeah. Oh my God. I have to feed that whenever it becomes a teenager.
You have to feed that, and I am sorry for your shoe, Bill.
Also, Jinder is growing faster at that age than what Jericho was.
Uh-oh.
So Jinder might be the bigger one.
You don't have any like glowing barrels going on in your basement there or something?
I didn't think the radioactive things would be that bad. Maybe they'll become superheroes. Who knows?
We keep letting them spiders bite us, but nothing's happening.
They could be slinging meat and wieners as well. Why the hell not?
Follow the family footsteps.
Throwback to our superhero days, huh, Andrew?
Yeah.
God, I really wanted that thing to take off,
me
too.
too. It's one of these days. It'll come back.
For those of you that don't know, we were supposed to do like a big celebration in July for Wiener Schnitzel's 75th anniversary, which is where the Meat Slinger and Wiener Boy superhero comic book came from.
Mm-hmm.
Andrew, if you can, please go grab that picture so you can show it to the people here as we got a little bit of time here on the Tipping Point. My Tipton Fox Sports 1380. We were supposed to have like a big old celebration of it. I was going to go hang out and slang the meat. Basically, Andrew was Wiener Boy, my sidekick, my voluptuous sidekick. And unfortunately, that deal fell through. Obviously, COVID having a lot to do with that. But man, I just really wanted that thing to like actually happen. I needed it to actually happen. And the best part about it is I have those pictures framed in my office at home, and Andrew has that one that you see on the screen. Those of you that don't know, on Twitter or anywhere else out there, listen out in Radio Land, follow me on Twitter at Mr. Tipton 33. I will put up that picture so you can see what it is that we are referring to whenever I say the Meat Slinger and Wiener Boy, the greatest crime fighting duo in El Paso history. You have literally nothing to. You're turning red though, but you have literally nothing to say.
I have no comment at this time, too.
You hate that you love that too. that is the best part about it.
The artwork is very well done, Tip, and that is what I will say.
Yes, thank you so much, Brenda. Brenda is our engineer, Anthony Snow's wife. She did a fantastic job on this. The Pokemon is my favorite one, my absolute all-time favorite, and I do not want to put that picture up of you.
Fair enough.
Because it is glorious, though. You have to admit that.
Brenda's a very good artist.
Well, I did want to kind of talk a little bit about what's going on in the world of sports, of course, as the NBA Finals finally came to an end. Those of you that don't know, the Tampa Bay Lightning won a championship.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they won the NHL Stanley Cup playoff. Nobody like that just went by the wayside.
Yeah, I had not heard that at all.
Rafael Nadal won the French Open on Sunday.
Can't miss that. These would all have been like at least not like top headlines, but at least top of like the sports section that day.
In their normal time frame, these would have been headlines for everything that's going on.
Yeah.
But because of COVID, and like we just see how the NFL is reigning supreme right now.
Yeah.
The NFL is slapping everybody around whenever it comes. They have, if anything, they have shown their dominance. Like it's all been by happenstance, but the NFL is showing the rest of the sports leagues out there, you do not mess with us.
I'm wondering if the U.S. Open now is like, man, we should have just taken the COVID insurance. We would have been better off.
Nobody made out of this pandemic better than Wimbledon did.
Absolutely.
What was it again? A total of $17 million that they spent, and they wound up getting like 125 out of it because of their pandemic insurance.
Yeah, it's like a 10-to-1 return on investment. You do that all day.
Oh, every single one of us would do that. Every single one of it. Like the people who are running Wimbledon, we need to get them to run this show. Like maybe I'll be able to keep up with the clock and everything of that nature. But we'll see.
Probably not.
Well, yeah, I was about to say no. I have tried. I have planned this show out so many times, and I just get sidetracked. And I apologize to everyone out there that has to listen to the nonsense that I have to spew every now and again. But I will say this: enjoy your Tuesday night football, as we currently have a football game going on right now. The ALCS, the NLCS, what's going to happen? I don't know, but we'll be talking about it tomorrow right here on Fox Sports 1380. Look at me timing that well.
That was well. And by the way, update on that: the Bills are now they got a field goal. Looks like it's now 10-14.
14-10.
Well, 10-14 Bills. Yes.
14-10. You're a Sports Now higher score first. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. D-Woo got nothing but love for you. Everybody, I appreciate you all tuning in. We are tapping out for now because I still have work to do.
Yeah, same here.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.